Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning to all students. Hello students, a very warm welcome to everyone. In this video today, we are going to begin a new chapter from Civics, that is chapter number 4, the Indian Judicial System. So let's begin our today's session. So in the previous chapters, we have discussed in detail about legislature and the executive. So in today's session, we will see about the judiciary, which is also an important organ of the government. So while the legislature makes the laws and executive implements those laws, judiciary gives justice. Okay, so in this chapter, we will learn how judiciary works, provides justice, and removes injustice from the society to create or convert into a healthy society. So before that, it is important to understand why giving justice is necessary. As we all know that all the people, they differ from one another in opinions, thoughts, perspectives, means viewing something from different perspective, beliefs, faith and culture. Everything differs. If people are tolerant, they can avoid conflicts. Everybody knows that. But nowadays we are becoming more and more intolerant. But if differences of opinions are very sharp, they may lead to conflicts, more severe conflicts. Then in that situation, they should be resolved impartially and in accordance with the laws. And for this purpose, we have an unbiased judicial machinery. Okay? And that judicial machinery is our judicial system. So now we will see what is the need and importance of this judiciary. So first is conflict. See, conflict of interest may arise between individuals and the government, and between two state governments, okay, and between center at one side and the state government at one side. So between any two parties, that conflict can arises. So a decision or law made by the government may seem unfair to people, and they may approach to the court for justice. Second thing, why this judiciary is required, needed, the government tries to implement the objectives of social justice and equality as mentioned in the constitution. Okay, so means all these organs work according to the constitution. The judiciary through its decisions in the certain cases or through active involvement can support the government, the other organs of government. It can help and support them in implementing those laws for the benefit of the people. The court can help to bring the weaker sections of society, women, children, differently abled, and transgender into the mainstreams of the society. There are many articles mentioned in the constitution for the upliftment of those weaker sections. As Article 46 of the constitution says that state shall promote educational and economic interest of the weaker section of society, especially the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So there are many other articles which are working for the upliftment of these sections. When the common man benefits, see, when the common man benefits from the values of freedom, equality, and justice, it leads to the widening and deepening of democracy. As we know that in democracy, the government is for the people, by the people, and of the people. So all our representatives work for the welfare of the people, and our constitution also provide freedom, equality, and justice. So all these values strengthen our democracy, and people's faith also increases in democracy if these values are properly followed. Next is the rule of law is protected by the judiciary. It means the law treats everyone equally, whether one is poor, rich, backward, or forward, men or women. All are equal before laws, and this is expressed clearly through judicial decisions. Whenever judiciary or courts they give any judgment or decisions, so through those decisions we come to know that those decisions are made on the basis of equality. Next is judiciary helps to protect the rights of people. Conflicts can resolve in accordance with the law. Okay, so if we follow the law properly, means the judiciary follows all the laws. The law, so those laws prevent or stops emergence of repressive and authoritarian groups and individuals. It doesn't allow anyone to become an authority, okay, or suppress other people, okay. So everything, all the conflicts, it should be solved according to the law. Next, we will see the structure of this judiciary in India. So structure is what is the shape of judiciary, what is the hierarchy that is followed in India. So India is a union of states. We know that there are 28 states and 9 union territories in India, and all unitedly make a union, a nation, India. Okay. So the center and constituent states have a separate legislature and executive, which we have already discussed in the last chapters about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And the state legislature we will do Vidhan Parishad and Vidhan Sabha in our next chapter. So all the states and center have their separate legislature and executive, but there is one judicial system for the whole of India. There is no division of courts between center and states. This means that judiciary in India is an integrated system. The Supreme Court is the apex court, the topmost court, the highest authority, under which there are high courts. The high courts control the district courts, following which there are lower courts, which are at the bottom of the structure. This we will understand with this picture. You can see judiciary, the third branch of Indian government, the Supreme Court on the top level, apex body, then higher courts under them, high courts under them, and then district courts, and then Nyaya Panchayat on the bottom level. So this is all the structure of our judiciary. Now we will learn about Supreme Court in detail. See, the Chief Justice of India heads the Supreme Court of India. The President appoints the Chief Justice of India and other judges of Supreme Court. Okay, so by convention, the senior most judge of the Supreme Court is appointed as the Chief Justice. And you can see in this picture, Mr. Sharad Arvind Bobde, he is the Chief Justice of India and the 47th Chief Justice. So, the judiciary should not work under any kind of pressure. It shows that judiciary should be independent. Why so? Just think for a while. Why do you think that judiciary should be independent? Yes, the independence of judiciary is maintained so as to enable the judges to fearlessly carry out the function of giving justice. For this purpose, there are many provisions in the Constitution. So we will see the Constitution lays down the eligibility criteria for the judges. Okay, a legal expert or one having served as a High Court judge for 5 years or as an experienced advocate for 10 years in a High Court is considered eligible to be a Supreme Court judge. Next, judges are appointed by the president. This helps to avoid any political pressure. So, whenever they have to give any judgment or make any decision, no political party can force them to make decision in their favor. So that's why they are appointed by president. Then judges enjoy security of tenure. It means that they cannot be removed from their post for trivial, means small issues, small reasons, or for any political motives. So their retirement age is 65, and for the High Court it is 62 years. The salaries of judges are drawn from the Consolidated Fund of India. The Consolidated Fund is a fund in which the income comes from taxes and revenues, and no discussion takes place in parliament regarding their salary. Personal criticism cannot be made on judges. This is very important. Okay, if someone disrespects the court, it is considered as a punishable act. So these things not only protects the judges from misguided wrongful criticism, but also preserve the independence of the judiciary. The parliament cannot discuss the decisions of the judges. Means the decisions of the Supreme Court judges are the final. Nobody can question them. However, it has the right to remove the judges from their position through the impeachment procedure. So this through this impeachment procedure, they can remove the judges. But in case if their decisions are violating the constitution, okay, then only, not otherwise. Next, we will see the functions of Supreme Court. The first one is settle disputes. We all know that it has the responsibility to settle disputes between center and states on one side and the other state on other side. Okay, means between any two parties. Protection of the fundamental rights of the citizens. So it may also give orders to the relevant authorities for protection of the fundamental rights of citizens. Article 32 in the Constitution has given some remedies to protect our fundamental rights, to review orders and decisions. So it means that Supreme Court review decrees means an official order and orders of lower courts, but it also reviews its own decisions also sometimes. Okay, means it also considers again, review again whatever decision it has made. In case the president asks for the advice of the court to understand the legal aspect in matters of public importance, then Supreme Court also gives necessary advice to president. It is mentioned in Article 131. So students, let's move forward and see judicial review. Okay, judicial review means review something again. Okay, so one of the most important responsibility that is given to Supreme Court is the protection of the Constitution. And we all are aware that Constitution is the fundamental topmost law of the nation. The Parliament cannot pass any law that violates the Constitution, and every act of or the policy made by the executive should be consistent or should go with the Constitution, with the terms and laws of the Constitution. So if any law passed by the legislature or any act of the executive violates any provision of the Constitution, then that law or act is declared illegal and struck out. Means it is declared null and void, ineffective by the court. So this power of the court is known as judicial review. I hope everything is clear to you now. So this is all for today. Thank you so much. Revise it properly.